just so happens, my dear, that women of a certain age don't date me. Ever think of it that way?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 on-screen couples whose age gaps will shock you.
Does it get easier?
No. Yes. It gets easier.
Oh, yeah? Look at you.
I am willing to consider marrying you.
What?
I've decided my life is too simple.
It is?
Yeah, I want to complicate the hell out of it.
For this list, we'll be looking at romantic couples from movies with massive age gaps. Which relationship do you ship the most? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10, Clint Eastwood and Rene Russo. In the Line of Fire. In this Wolfgang Peterson action thriller, Clint Eastwood portrays Frank Horrigan, a member of the Presidential Protective Detail who is tasked with finding a potential assassin.
Horrigan, who the hell gave you permission?
He's here. His name is Jim Carney.
You're not on this bus.
I want the damn seat in charge.
Rene Russo stars opposite Eastwood as fellow agent Lily Raines.
They have you all around so the president can look good to his feminist voters.
Do you make an effort to be obnoxious, or is it a gift?
Frank's increasing age is made an explicit part of the movie's story, as many find him unfit for duty.
Secretaries get prettier and prettier around here.
And the field agents get older and older.
Eastwood was 63 years old when the movie was released in July of 1993. Born in February 1954, Russo was only 39, making her a far more realistic age for an agent. That also means that Eastwood and Russo have a 24-year age gap between them. Number 9, Harrison Ford and Anne Heche. 6 Days, 7 Nights. Directed by Ivan Reitman of Ghostbusters fame, 6 Days, 7 Nights stars Harrison Ford and Anne Heche as survivors of a plane crash.
I need you to be my confident captain. I can't tell you how difficult this is going to be for me if you lose it.
Despite their differences, the two bond over the course of the adventure, and the movie ends with Ford's Quinn revealing his feelings for Heche's Robin.
I've decided my life is too simple.
It is?
Yeah, I want to complicate the hell out of it.
By 1998, Harrison Ford was getting up in years. Born in July of 1942, Ford was nearly 56 years old when the movie was released in June 1998.
Would you just give me some advice, all right? Just advice, input, anything, give it to me.
Heche was fresh off hit movies like Donnie Brasco and Volcano, and was born in May of 1969, making her just 29 years old. Ford is very nearly twice Heche's age, coming in at 27 years older. Number 8, Michael Keaton and Andrea Riseborough. Birdman. Released to great acclaim in 2014, Birdman centres around a midlife crisis of sorts for Michael Keaton's Regan Thompson. Regan is an actor who found some success in the 90s, but who is now washed up and struggling to produce a Broadway play.
That clown doesn't have half your talent, and he's making a fortune in that Tin Man getup. We were the real thing, Regan. We had it all. We gave it away.
He does, however, have a girlfriend named Laura, whom he hopes to cast in the lead role.
I think it's really happening. Is that good or bad?
As Birdman explores themes of aging, relevancy, and passing time, it makes sense that Regan would have a much younger love interest.
Would you be so calm about this?
What are my other choices?
Aren't you scared at all, Laura?
About what?
About being humiliated out there.
It won't be the first time I've been humiliated.
Keaton was 63 years old when the movie received its wide release, and Riseborough was 1 month away from turning 33, resulting in a 30-year age gap. Number 7, Jeff Bridges and Maggie Gyllenhaal. Crazy Heart. This is another film concerned with the passing of time and issues of diminishing relevance. Jeff Bridges stars as Otis Blake, a once popular country music star who is now a lonely alcoholic, performing in dive bars and bowling alleys across the southern United States.
No doubt safely, and God willing, We'll all get together again here real soon.
He eventually meets a journalist named Jean, and the two quickly enter a personal relationship.
What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about how bad you make this room look. Never noticed what a dump it was until you came in here.
It's established in the film that Otis is 57 years old, but Bridges was actually a little bit older, at 60. And while it may seem like Gyllenhaal is older than she is thanks to her early start in movies and long career, she was only 32 when Crazy Heart was released. They certainly make for a touching couple in the movie despite the 27-year age gap.
So you give me an interview?
I sure will.
Number 6, Colin Firth and Emma Stone, Magic in the Moonlight. Serving as Woody Allen's 44th film, yes, 44th, Magic in the Moonlight is a romantic comedy centered around magic. Colin Firth plays an illusionist named Stanley Crawford, who devotes his life to debunking frauds and so-called acts of magic.
Have you ever heard of ectoplasm?
Ectoplasm. Now, isn't that a milky substance rather like yogurt?
Oh, you are a joker, aren't you?
So you're saying it might look like yogurt, but it will be Mrs. Catledge's former husband.
He is sent to the French Riviera to investigate a supposed clairvoyant named Sophie.
Your whole life, you spent publicly crusading against spiritualism, and then you'd have to come out with it and say that you were wrong.
But I'm not wrong.
Despite the problem at hand, the two eventually fall in love.
I am willing to consider marrying you.
What?
Naturally, you can't believe your good fortune. I appreciate that.
Stanley, brilliant as you are with a deck of cards, you are terrible at proposing.
The movie was released in July of 2014, when Firth was 53 years old and Stone was 25. The 28-year age gap makes Firth double Stone's age. Funnily enough, Emma Stone is no stranger to 28-year gaps. In January 2013, she starred opposite Sean Penn in Gangster Squad. Stone had just turned 24 and Penn was 52, another 28-year age gap. Number 5, Liam Neeson and Olivia Wilde, third person. Paul Haggis's Third Person contains 3 interconnected love stories taking place in different cities around the world. One of them occurs in Paris and stars Liam Neeson and Olivia Wilde.
He has moved! Oh, singular. He has moved. That's raspberry.
At great pace.
Neeson plays Michael Leary, a Pulitzer-winning author who recently left his older wife and is sleeping with Wilde's much younger Anna Barr.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm being insensitive. I'm the one who just took a call from my spouse while I was with my lover.
That was stupid. I'm sorry.
It's the most overused word in your vocabulary.
Kim Basinger, who plays Michael's ex-wife Elaine, is just 1 year younger than Neeson in real life. Wilde, on the other hand, is over 30 years younger.
You love me? I thought you loved her. That's what you've always said.
I do.
So this is the way you treat someone you love? You don't even know what the word means.
Neeson was 61 years old when the movie was released and Wilde just 29, resulting in a 32-year age gap between the actors. Number 4, Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson, Lost in Translation. This Sofia Coppola movie is about lost and lonely people. On one side there's Bill Murray's Bob Harris.
Did you like any of the other colors?
Whatever you like. I'm completely lost.
It's just carpet.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Bob is a once popular actor who has resorted to filming whiskey commercials. He's suffering a midlife crisis and is growing increasingly unhappy with his marriage.
Taking a break from my wife, forgetting my son's birthday, and getting paid $2 million to endorse a whiskey when I could be doing a play somewhere.
Oh.
But the good news is the whiskey works.
On the other side is Scarlett Johansson's Charlotte, a young and directionless woman who is also questioning her marriage.
Does it get easier?
No. Yes. It gets easier.
Oh, yeah? Look at you.
Bob and Charlotte share a more intimate relationship than a lustful one, but their true feelings remain ambiguous throughout the movie. The movie was released in September 2003, making Murray 53 years old and Johansson a mere 18. The 35-year age gap is quite stark, especially due to the fact that Johansson was still a teenager. Number 3, Jack Nicholson and Amanda Peet. Something's Got to Give. Released in 2003, Something's Got to Give served as Jack Nicholson's fourth last movie before he retired from acting in 2010. He plays a rich music mogul named Harry Sanborn. Sanborn is a 63-year-old philanderer who refuses to date or sleep with any women over the age of 30.
It just so happens, my dear, that women of a certain age don't date me. Ever think of it that way?
He eventually falls for Diane Keaton's Erica Barry, who is only 7 years his junior.
I finally get what it's all about. I'm 63 years old, and I'm in love.
He meets Erica through her daughter Maren, as the 29-year-old is serving as his latest sexual partner.
How did you two meet?
At a wine auction at Christie's. Harry was the big buyer of the night.
I kept raising my paddle just to get her to smile at me.
Nicholson was quite close to sharing an age with his fictional counterpart, as he was 66 when the movie was released in December 2003. Amanda Peet was 1 month away from turning 32, resulting in a nearly 34-year age gap. Number 2, Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones. Entrapment. This caper film stars the incredible but very, shall we say, differently aged Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones as a romantic criminal couple.
You're the most beautiful crook I've ever seen.
Why, thank you, kind sir.
They play career thieves Mac McDougall and Gin Baker, whose targets include valuable Rembrandt paintings and the International Clearance Bank, which they successfully clear of $8 billion.
Come on, ask me how I did it.
So how did you do it?
I came in from the roof. I dropped 20 floors down on a McNeil descender.
You must be a hell of a climber.
I am.
Of course, there's a lot more to it than that, and the movie is filled with different loyalties, betrayals, and entrapments, hence the title.
What?
I said this is called entrapment.
No, actually it's called blackmail. Entrapment is what cops do thieves.
The movie was released in April of 1999, making Connery 68 years old and Zeta-Jones just 29. With almost 40 years difference between them, this age gap is quite a big one. Gin Baker clearly has a thing for older gentlemen. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Michael Caine and Michelle Johnson, Blame It on Rio. Caine was nearly 51 and Johnson just 18, making a 32-year age difference.
You're lovely.
No, I'm not.
You're a fantastic lover.
Don't talk like that.
Why? Will you tell my father on me?
Dudley Moore and Nastassja Kinski, Unfaithfully Yours. Moore was 48 and Kinski 23, resulting in a 25-year age gap.
Are you going to miss younger men?
The truth?
No.
What a question. Younger men are like fast food restaurant, you know?
Gene Wilder and Kelly LeBrock, The Woman in Red. Wilder was 51 and LeBrock 24, 27-year difference.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Tom Skerritt and Drew Barrymore, Poison Ivy. While not one of Drew Barrymore's more popular films, Poison Ivy has attained a cult following and was fondly received upon its release in 1992. Barrymore plays the titular Ivy, a street-smart private school student who seduces her friend's adoptive father, Daryl Cooper.
I just can't.
You already did. Remember last night?
The film was released during a turbulent time in Barrymore's life and career, as she had gained a reputation for being quite rebellious.
I know I'm kind of out of place there. I'm always out of place. Especially here.
When the movie premiered in May of 1992, Barrymore was just 17 years old.
Want me to get a jacket for you? Sweater?
Meanwhile, Skerritt, at the age of 58, was a long-established actor with decades of experience. That's a 41-year age gap, and it certainly helped sell the movie's troubling and disturbing storyline.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.